Hi everyone, my name is Kit Sunny of kitsunny.com. Thank you for joining me. And in this video, I'll be talking about how to choose your business niche and the business model. When you're ready to start your online business, perhaps you would like to check on my first video where I talk about the 5 types of business models you can choose from. And when you're ready to proceed, there are 3 things that you need to consider. First is to decide on the suitable type of niche or the product category that you want to sell or promote, and the product type, as well as the business model where you will acquire the product to sell. So let us dive in straight away. One thing I like to highlight is you must always remember that your first business or your first niche is like a test drive. Don't expect to make any money of it, because chances are you may need to proceed on to try your second, third, and fourth niches. Remember, it will be helpful that when you choose your first niche, it will be based on your passion. I'll explain to you later on why is that so. Because most internet marketers will find better success when they have better knowledge and skill level. Remember, your second, third, and fourth niche and thereafter can then be based on making profit. Alright, the initial stage is always about learning. I'm always a strong believer of learning, because when you learn, you will increase your skill level and your knowledge. But for your first niche, it's more like a learning process, and it can be quite a steep one for some people. And at times, it can be quite discouraging, and therefore it's so important that when you choose your first niche, you have to be interested in it. There must be a little bit more passion, because you need that to sustain the long learning journey. But once you have gone through that process, to repeat and rinse this process is easy, because you will only get better. You see, you need to be passionate about what you're doing, because the learning process can be very steep for some people, and it can be quite a long journey, because people learn at a different rate. So in order for you to go through this hard initial stage, you need to be very interested in what you're doing. So passion in your niche can be really helpful in your first attempt in creating your online business. Remember, the minute you start your website for the first time, it will always get easier and easier thereafter. So don't worry about that. Now, when choosing a niche, it has to be profitable. But the problem is, when there is a profitable niche, there will always be a lot of competition. That is why you need to continue building your skills and knowledge, and perhaps later on have a little bit more money to invest in advertising. When we talk about profitable niche, we would know that there will be a lot of competition. And that is why I explained earlier that you need to increase your skill and knowledge level to compete with those established internet marketers. Then we come to deciding whether we want to go through general or specific product type or audience or niche. So, for example, you have a product and you say, oh, I can sell this product to anyone or everyone. That can be very difficult at a later stage, especially when you come to the point where you need to do advertising. You need to be very specific, because when you try to please everyone, you end up, pleasing no one. So, for example, if you decided to go on the health and fitness direction, then you need to dive through a little bit more and say, instead of whether selling physical equipment, training guides, or so forth. For example, we take diet. So we don't want to go, and start selling all forms of diet. We want to zero in further and then try to be specialized in keto or paleo or vegan or Atkins diet. The more you zero in to a specific niche, the better it will be in the long term, because you become more established, you become more of an expert. Although the target market may be a bit smaller, but you establish a closer connection to your target audience. And in the long run, this can be very helpful and more profitable. Now we move on to finding niche, the process of doing so. Like I mentioned, you need to identify your passion and the things that you're interested in. And of course, then you start identifying the problems that you can solve within this niche. And then once you know that, you proceed further by researching more about or learning more about your competition. And then finally you decide on whether that particular niche is profitable. So let's move on. Now we come to passion and interest. First you need to do is to make a list of 10 different passion and interest areas. How you can come about with this list is you think about the hobbies that you have, things that you are interested to do, spend your free time on, and then things that excites you or you feel interested in, topics or books that you read or you're keen to learn about, or if you're a member of any clubs. And then the next would be to identify problems that you can solve. So from that list, you start to narrow down your option. You dig a bit further. You find potential problems or pain points of that particular areas or niche, what your target audience may need or what they are searching for. You can do that by creating a short survey, sending out to people, sending out to friends, just to ask simple questions when you have an idea. Or you read through Quora or other forums, read a little bit more and see what people are talking about. People are asking questions, and that will be more like a problem that they have. Maybe you can also start exploring on Google Trends and AdWord keyword planner. Take time to learn a bit about Google Trends and AdWords, and this will give you an idea of what sort of words people are looking for, keywords that people are generating on these searches, and that will give you an idea of some of the possible things that you can try to solve. And then once you know that, when you have gathered that information already, you can start researching on your competition. Remember, when there's profitability, that means there's always competition. Then you make a list of the top 10 people who are in that niche, people who are your competitors within that niche. Check out their sites, check out what are they offering, and then have a think whether you want to aspire to be like them to start with, or you suddenly think that you may have something unique and different that you can offer, and that will make you stand out amongst the crowd. Now we come to the profitability of niche. Once you do your do a search on the niche that you have decided on, look at the different products that are being offered. What types of products are being offered to in the market? And then remember, when you cannot find a lot of products within that niche, it means that it is not very profitable, because when there's no market to sell to, people would produce the product for that small market. So if they are readily available product, that means they are profitable, the niche is profitable. Then take note of your competitors' product and pricing. So for instance, I've decided to go on food niche, and then I want to dive in further about cooking. And I've got this special recipe, spaghetti sauce recipe, that's handed down through the generation, and I want to work towards promoting such product. Then I think about 3 different options. I can go on the physical product option, service option, or digital product option. So let's start with physical product. Then I have to think about producing this product, putting them into jars, marketing it, storing the storage facility, shipping, and damage costs and so forth. So the consideration of creating a physical product, there's quite a lot of high investment cost. Next product type I can consider would be to create a service, which means I can use my spaghetti sauce as part of my catering service, or I can also offer in-house cooking lesson, to show people how to create my special spaghetti sauce. This service product type will be, of course, less setup and investment cost compared to the physical product type. And the last product type will be digital. So I can create a downloadable product type. For example, I can create an audio or video or ebook on my special spaghetti sauce. Or I can then later on create a cooking membership, a full cooking membership site with all the other videos and member forums. And then the more my membership audience grow, then I can always add more content within that membership site. So this is the least complicated option. And again, it will give me a long-term passive income. So once we've decided on that type of product, we've decided whether you make a decision whether you want to create a physical product, a service product, or a digital product. Then now it's the final part. You will then decide on the business model. Number one, you can of course create your own product, as we mentioned earlier on. You can do a physical product. You need to go on research and development. You need to think about production and the quality control, lifespan of the product, and how do you store them. And you got to find distribution channel, who you're selling it to, and how managing shipping arrangement. And as mentioned earlier on, there's always a high investment risk as well as high investment as well as risk. Otherwise, you can also then go to the next one, is by creating your own digital product. As mentioned, it will be yours eventually. You can continue to sell this at any point of time. You don't need to reproduce it. Restocking a physical product, it's a long-term income generation, but you need the initial time and effort to produce it. And if you have watched my earlier video, I've talked a little bit about dropshipping and affiliate marketing, and you know that for physical product, you won't be selling your own special recipe, but you can always resell other people's product by the dropshipping arrangement. And you can also market that particular product via affiliate marketing. So let's do a quick recap on dropshipping and affiliate marketing. So if you can't, or if you don't want to produce your own physical or digital product, then you can consider reselling a product about food and cooking. So dropshipping, as mentioned earlier on, the pros and cons: you have little startup because you don't need to produce the product yourself. There's no need for inventory, and you can start to market the product on established marketplaces like Amazon or eBay. And the problem would be you have to make sure that you find a reliable source or supplier, because whatever the mistakes that is done by your supplier, you will be answerable to your customers. And again, it is a very competitive situation in terms of drop shipping, because there's a lot of other drop shippers around. So you will probably have a low profit margin. You need to sell a lot in order to generate a substantial amount of income. Then we go on to affiliate marketing. If you decided that you don't want to produce your own digital product, then you can consider affiliate marketing. The pros and cons will include that there's no investment, no inventory, no risk, totally hands-off, which is better than drop shipping. But you need to put a lot of effort in marketing and driving traffic to the affiliate links. And remember, when there is no traffic, that means there's no income, no money. You need to start spending money on advertising and promotion. So there, I've covered all the options for your niche and selection, as well as your business model selection. Really, it boils down to you. But I would suggest that take one thing at a time. If you are beginning your journey, don't be afraid of making mistakes, because the first niche, your first business, is all about learning, and you can only get better when you have made mistakes and learn from them. Don't worry, when you are willing to learn, you will find success. There is a process, and the process is learning and building skills and knowledge, and then rinse and repeating the process. You will get better and you will find success. Now, I've come to the end of this training video, and don't forget to join me on my next series of crash course for beginners in internet marketing. See you again soon. Bye.